House Republicans should immediately demand that Jack Smith present himself for a transcribed interview before the Judiciary Committee in the next 15 days. If he does not do that, we should send a subpoena. If he ignores the subpoena, we should hold him in criminal contempt of the Congress so that he is the first prosecutor in American history to be prosecuting a case while himself under criminal contempt. And if Merrick Garland doesn't enforce that criminal contempt, then we ought to impeach Merrick Garland. And by the way, while we're doing all of that, to showcase how political and indeed dirty this has all become, we can utilize congressional immunities to immunize President Trump.
Yeah, that's, to be clear, not a thing. I do love, though, how open and honest he is. To prove how political this has become, let's immunize Donald Trump. First of all, I thought you guys were against people getting immunizations. Dun-dun-dun. But anyway, no, what is he talking about? We bring him in as a witness and then he can't be tried for anything. That is an utter fantasy. Okay, well then the Democrats will bring Hunter Biden into a Senate committee. Oh, we turn the tables on you. This is obviously not how government is supposed to work. But this is, like Matt Gaetz, of course, like all of them, is not engaging with any of the specific charges, any of the specific evidence. He is not defending Trump in terms of the case because Trump is indefensible. That's why none of them, including Donald Trump, are trying to do that. They're just saying Jack Smith is a big old meanie, and so we're gonna try to waste his time. And they say that they would bring him in to testify. And then, like, because that's not cool enough and they won't actually be able to generate interesting moments, they then fantasize that he'll refuse to. He'll refuse so much that they'll get to lock him up. Have you considered the possibility that he'll just come in and testify and answer your questions and perhaps in doing so, make Trump look really, really bad? This is, I think, Sabrina, very much a be careful what you wish for thing. If you want to give Jack Smith, a guy who really thus far seems to have been on his game, a national platform that tons of your viewers, your supporters will be tuning into, remember, your strategy is to make sure that they never understand the actual content of this case. You're explicitly advocating for that. And now you want them to have unfettered access to the guy who's gonna be prosecuting this? Okay, that's an interesting strategy, Sabrina.
Yeah, locking up investigators, it's not gonna make somebody innocent. It's certainly not gonna make Donald Trump innocent. So I don't know where he's getting at. It really does sound like he's just trying to spew anything to just distract his audience, keep them confused so that way they don't actually follow what's about to happen.
Yeah, that would be convenient. And if you are trying to distract people in the way that Sabrina is saying, you're gonna throw out a bunch of stuff and you'll do your best. Like if you're an intelligent right winger, you'll throw out something that sounds sort of plausible. On the other hand, some people are Charlie Kirk. And so what he does is he says the fake elector scheme, that's not nothing. That was just a publicity stunt. Quote, if you're trying to overthrow the government, who tweets about it? It was obviously a publicity stunt. Oh, I forgot about that. It is actually, well, they teach it in all the law schools. If you tweet about a crime, it can't be a crime because who would be stupid enough to do that? All of you guys, all of you guys were doing that. Charlie Kirk, do you bear in mind, like understand that it wasn't all tweeted, that they were meeting with people and they actually put together the fake slate of electors and they really tried to get it to Mike Pence and he had those conversations with Mike Pence. They weren't tweeting, they weren't even DMing, they were just talking, buddy. And that's where he broke the law. Again, this is like, I know that if you're a conservative and you're watching this, if you're Marjorie Greene and you're watching this, you think that I have a very low opinion of the average right winger. And I apologize for occasionally giving you reason to believe that. But there is no way that me on my darkest, cruelest day could just feel so much utter unrestrained disdain for the right wing than a person like Charlie Kirk who would tell them, if you're trying to overthrow the government, who tweets about it? God, you have to have no respect whatsoever for conservatives to say something like that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.